turned off the lights leading up to Faith Hall. So I gathered all the young people, brought them into Faith Hall, and we sat and waited. And then we heard horses baying, the sound of a crowd. Then we saw the light from a burning cross. And I had an idea. I turned off the lights in Faith Hall. However, when I did that, one child screamed. And when one child screamed, they all screamed. But God bless her soul. One child started singing, "Be not dismayed, whatever betide, God will take care of you." And another child joined in, and their voices got louder and stronger. And I turned on the lights in the yard as they turned into the yard, approaching the building. I put the spotlight on them. So with that spotlight on them, and hearing the voices being raised to the heavens, the Klan decided not to mess with God that night. And they turned and went away. Next morning, we rose and marched to the polls, and our candidate won. Some people ask me, "Mrs. Bethune, how is it that you can do so much? When you need help, ask for it. When you need to speak up, speak up. When you need to be quiet, be quiet." Now, I had been quiet for a long time in 1935 when they gave me the NAACP Spin Guard Award. I had been quiet about the need to form another organization, a women's organization. Some people said, "Mrs. Bethune, why do you want to start another organization? Don't we have enough women organizations?" I said, what we needed was an organization that pulled them all together. It was time for us to speak for ourselves with one voice. You see, white women had worked with us to speak up against lynching. They were tired of their names being used in such a horrible way. But when we started talking about elevating the status of Negroes, they weren't so interested in that. So it was time for us to speak for ourselves, not against anyone, but for us. National Council of Negro Women was formed. It is one of many organizations that I've either formed or headed. I did what I had to do. And I teach my young people to do the same. There are words written that says, "Enter to learn, depart to serve." That's what I've done all my life, and that's what I teach. I am so pleased that God chose me as an example that the least of these, coming out of slavery, can reach my goals. And if I can do it, you can too. And education is one of those ways. I still say that education can break the shackles of slavery, the shackles of ignorance, and position you to grab hold of your dreams, your aspirations, and do some good in this world. I am so pleased that there are young people that came through Bethune-Cookman College that are spread out all over this world doing good things. And you can do the same. So ask yourself, what am I doing with that God gave me? Am I doing good? I trust that you are, because you're here, and I appreciate your attention. And with that, if you have any questions, now is the time, because I can't tell you everything in a few moments about my life, but I'm willing to answer what you may be interested in.
Dr. Bethune, thank you very much. We have a number of people who are watching your presentation, watching us today, and we're going to take their questions as written questions. So please, if you're viewing, go to the Q&A section and put in some of your questions. Just watching, I have a number of questions also, but Doctor, I understand that you have a piece of technology, what we call a PowerPoint presentation, that you would like us to put on at this time. Is that good?
Whatever that is, yes.
And so we will do that. I guess it's more something we've prepared that speaks to you. And as you see it, if you would let us know, since this is so foreign to you, let us know when to change screens, okay? Everyone, please take a look at this map.
Magic.
Should we move the screen forward?
Yes.
There is a picture of you. Do you see?
Yes.
You there?
And Booker T. Washington is next.
Yes, please. Please speak to those a little as we move through it.
That was at his birthday. And as I mentioned to you, advising 5 presidents in varying forms and varying amounts. Founded the college. Went to the United Nations to represent the United States in 45.
1945 coming up again.
National Council of Negro Women. And this happens to be from Tampa, Florida. Just wanted to share with you real people that I interacted with that were so wonderful. First African American officer candidates for the Women's Army Corps. I approved. And there I am in my uniform. Political appointee, special assistant to the Secretary of War.
That's pretty extraordinary there.
And the first African-American female division head as National Youth Administration Director, Division of Negro Affairs. 300,000 young people were employed and working for the National Youth Administration. That's a lot of jobs.
That's a lot of jobs, excellent.
And the Tuskegee Airmen, as I mentioned. And known as, well, formed the Federal Council of Negro Affairs. You may know it as the Black Council, Black Cabinet.
That is how we've known it later in history.
Frederick Douglass home, I saw a need to preserve it. These are people that I work with across the state of Florida in the news industry, starting that beach and the college. They were benefactors for me as well. And an insurance company by G.D. Rogers, I ended up heading it up once he passed away. We were dear friends, he and Minnie. There again, I'm meeting in Tampa. I was in Tampa so much, people thought I was from Tampa at one point. At least a news reporter reported it that way. And the young lady that you talked to, that's her information.
Very good. I did see a question that came up about Zora Neale Hurston. Is that someone that you interacted with at any time?
Zora Neale Hurston, what a talented young lady. I wanted her to do some wonderful things with us to help elevate awareness of our culture and the good that came from within our community. And what she ended up doing was shaking and doing all kinds of things that just was not proper. As much as I love her to this day, recently she just gave me some balm for my hands. I love her, but I just couldn't have her around my young people at that time. Talented woman, but not in the ways that I wanted to share.
Did Zora ever teach you?
Well, I learned from everyone that I encounter. That's why I hired her for Bethune-Cookman College, because I wanted her to teach us what she knew, the good things, but she focused on the sensational things, and we have enough of that.
Can you tell me a little bit about the just building the coalition, the National Council of Negro Women? How difficult was that for you to coordinate the agreements among different leadership in order to do that?
Everyone had their territory. Everyone wanted to protect what they had started. They just did not understand. That's when, even though I may have been terribly upset with this one or disappointed in that one, I had to be diplomatic and convince them of the value of coming together. And there was one time when there was a split between Republicans and Democrats, and we were the party of Lincoln. But when that migration took place, part of our group, Mary Church Terrell, was disrespected and thought that she was going to get a lot and did not. And when you see that you're not being respected, you start coming back home and doing the things that you've been asked to do. So we worked together, but sometimes it took some difficult moments.
Understood. And you talk a lot about, I love that you're talking about all the work you've done and its political connections, because that's very important. Some of the elected officials and government officials that you were able to use to move your dreams forward, and also friendships. So tell us a little bit, in Bethune-Cookman University today, college as you founded it, speak about Cookman.
Well, money is always an issue. The United Methodist Church supported both Cookman's school for boys and my school for girls. And when money became an issue, there was the idea of merging the two. And we did. That's how we became Bethune-Cookman College. Cookman was a person, just as Bethune is a person.
So that was
And the
bringing
best
together,
name, the best
that was
name.
bringing together the men and the women.
Yes. And as I said, the best name came first.
Ah, okay, but of course. You talked about the Tuskegee Airmen, and that is something that even at this later date, I've had an opportunity to meet some of those gentlemen in their elder years, and they were able to visit historic Virginia Key Beach Park some time back. And you may not be aware, but a movie was created. I know cinema may not have been a huge thing back in your time, but George Lucas, who is known worldwide for some of the characters and stories he's told, did a film called Red Tails that honored the Tuskegee Airmen. And so those legacies live on. All that you've talked about, so much has lived on.
Well, I'm curious about that. We have to speak after this is over because I want to know more. I've not heard about those things. And I know I'm supposed to hear about all of those things, especially since I had a role in that and those people are dear to me. I'm surprised one of them did not tell me.
Well, understood. A great deal of time has passed from your time to where I am now.
Whatever are you talking about? My time?
Let's
What
just
times are these?
let's just say that I'm a great distance away. Maybe that's the best way to
Where
put it.
are you? Are you in California?
I am in Florida, and by the way, I think it would be really educational if we could show a small video, what we call a video today, that'll give a little bit of history and understanding of historic Virginia Key Beach Park. Let's see if through, again, this magic of communication, we can put something forward that everyone can watch.
I think I need to consult with the young lady that brought me in here.
I think we're having a little difficulty getting the proper video up, but bear with us for 1 second. Well, everyone, I think this is an excellent time for us to hear from Sheila Foreman, who is our development coordinator, who would like to talk a little bit about, and as we heard from Dr. Bethune, it's very hard to pull a dream together and to really make things go. And it always takes help from the public. And much of that help, as she has stressed, is financial help. So if we could hear from Sheila Foreman with Virginia Key Beach Park Trust. She is our development coordinator. Sheila, can you talk to the public just a little bit?
Yes, I can. Hi, everyone. I am trying to get my video going. I think someone will turn on my video shortly. Okay, now that you see me, hi. We are so excited that you joined us today. My name is Sheila, and I am the Development Coordinator here at Virginia Key Beach Park Trust. Wow, wasn't that insightful and entertaining? You know that we had you in mind when we coordinated this series, and we are only able to bring this type of impactful education and inspiration because of grants and also donations. There is so much to be done in telling the story of the rich history of not only historic Virginia Key Beach Park, but of the contributions of people of color in South Florida. Your donations assist Virginia Key Beach Park Trust to inspire and educate future generations about this history. Additionally, your giving helps us to maintain this beautiful 82.5-acre property that is filled with treasures and wonders. If you haven't been here, we're inviting you. You don't know what you're missing because there's always something exciting to see and do at the historic beach park. Please help us to continue the valuable work that we do. Your gift actually makes a difference in helping us do what we do in educating, spreading the word, letting people know of all colors about the contributions and the rich history and how we can use that to move us forward. Give your best gift today by texting. I'm going to stop that because I just tried it and it's not working. Give your best gift today by going to hvkbnp.org/give. And I'll also put those details in the chat. But just know this is a wonderful investment that touches people of all colors and is important in helping us to make sure that Black history is within schools and is available for audiences of all types. Thanks again, and certainly give me a call or email me. I'll put my information in the chat if you want to find out how to get involved in our development program here at the park. Thanks for attending. Bye.
Thank you, Sheila. Thank you very much. There is a great deal of opportunity to be part of the work that we're doing. And at Historic Virginia Key Beach Park, I think many of you know that ultimately we're looking to build a state-of-the-art museum structure on this property to tell the story of African Americans regionally that made great contributions not only to the park, but to our surrounding areas and for the entire community in its whole. I don't know if we still have a connection to the past with Dr. Bethune, but there was another question. It is an interesting one. And so if the doctor is still there, there was a question about how were the teachers selected? How did you gather together teachers at that time who joined your vision and joined your inspiration and effort? How difficult was that, pulling them together?
When you have the grace of God and mercy at your back, you have no problem approaching people with talent and people with money. Either one can be beneficial to you. So when I saw someone with skill, I had no problem asking them to join us and to see my mission.
That is fantastic, inspirational words. And thank you for joining us today. Everyone who was able to tune in this morning and join this extraordinary connection with the past with Dr. Bethune, thank you very much. Know that your work lives on. The college is a university and is making incredible strides for so many different people. I think that it's incredibly telling the efforts that you went through so many years ago, that the historic beach trust goes through today. I think in many missions throughout the world and throughout Florida, these same types of things are taking place, motivated people coming together to do extraordinary things. And the work that you did on so many different levels, I think we all appreciate it and love that you were able to join us this morning. So thank you very much.
And
To everyone watching, we are going to really go ahead and close. I want to thank all of my staff, the entire Virginia Key Beach Park Trust staff. I know that the Trust Board of Trustees thanks you all for participating today, and especially you, Dr. Bethune, for taking time out to be able to join us in this extraordinary way and give some firsthand history to the work you did, and how people can parallel that to their lives today. We have to thank the Florida Humanities for participating with us and giving us this opportunity, this first session of 3. And so join us again, April 8th, where we'll talk with Dr. Tamika Hobbs, who will speak about strange fruit in Florida. That'll be an uncanny discussion, and strange fruit, for those of you who know its meaning, please tune in. And also on May 13th, Dr. Anthony Dixon will talk to us about the African Diaspora Experience in Florida. And so this is dating back, I understand, as early as the 1500s. So that'll be an uncanny talk and something that I think everyone will find of great interest. Dr. Bethune, again, thank you very much.
thank you.
It's so difficult for me to say, but I mean, you have been one of the figures of accomplishment in Florida, and for us to be able to bring you on and talk in this real-time way, I think it's just really extraordinary. Thank you all for joining us. Please come to our website, virginiakeybeachpark.net. As you heard from Sheila, contact us. Always assist us, and our work allows us to do much more. So we're always looking for donations and volunteerism. By name, I have to thank Sheila Foreman. Thank you very much for all of the work that you've done with the Florida Humanities in helping us bring this to life. Ketchi Akpala, who's handling a lot of the connections and marketing for us, thank you. Charlie Wayman, who also is working on some of the back end of this, but Charlie does all of our tours, educational tours, and moves things forward for when visitors come to the park. So please do, and on behalf of the Trust, myself, thank you all. Thank you for joining us, and see us next time, April 8th at 10 a.m. Thank you very much.